Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder 2, an amazing ship that is the Missile Apprentice, as it was called in the dev blog, the Bravy. This is the first impressions. I think I have not fully mastered the ship, but I can give you a very good impression on what the ship is capable of. I absolutely love it, and most importantly, the missiles, the main selling point, they work. They're a bit weird in some scenarios, but the TLDR is they work both versus ships if you know where to aim, and also versus aircraft, which is hilarious, and I absolutely love to bring the suckers down. Okay, so this is basically a tier 4 destroyer with a battle rating of 5.3. Both things are a first, the highest battle rating and the highest rank for any destroyer. And it is absolutely obvious why, because the missiles are so strong, and the rest of the package is also something that you shouldn't cough at either. And it is a standalone ship in the tech tree, so there is no ship that leads to it, and it also doesn't continue a line. So when you have a rank 4 unlocked, you can immediately research it for 120,000 RP, and it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. And the funny thing is, the missiles are there from the get-go. They are stock equipment, and that is absolutely amazing. So what you have is a Project 56K class from 1967. It's fast, it's maneuverable, it doesn't really have armor, and it's a little bit of a jack of all trades, but it's so well rounded overall. There are the amazing main guns, but they have accuracy issues, but when they hit with the sap, it's over. And with the proximity fuse in combination with the radar, you also can threaten aircraft if, your missiles are reloading. More about this in just a moment. Then you have the amazing three quadruple 45mm secondaries, if you will, and on top of this, quite literally, the RBU 2500s for extra short brawls. And then you have the 533mm 5365 torpedoes, and they might be well known to enjoyers of the German patrol bot because they are already present on the V990. They are the fastest torpedoes in the game with an absurd speed of 126 kilometers per hour for a range of 12 kilometers with a yield of 300 kilograms. They do their job. It's just sad that you have only one quintuple launcher. Um, so let's now talk about the missiles. They are in caliber of 379mm. They are called the Volna M. You have one twin launcher in the back, and you have overall 18 missiles. The problem for them is that the reload is so extreme long. It takes 60 seconds to reload the launcher. If this is historically accurate, I don't know, but it certainly is a must-have in terms of balance. Let's now talk about the V600P missile itself. You have a launch range of 16 kilometers. The missile guidance time is 26 seconds, but you need a direct line of sight. Otherwise, you lose control and the missile just plunges into the ocean. The TNT equivalent warhead is 42.2 kilograms. That hurts. And you have a penetration from the warhead alone of 70 millimeters. If you know how to aim this missile, it deals a great damage to basically everything, from destroyers to cruisers. But don't bite too much of cruisers, because if they shoot back and you don't have cover, then you have a problem. So here let's talk about the short range brawls of the rockets. You can see that they do quite the damage, right? I was just at a bad angle so that I couldn't saturate the front of the ship. But yeah, he is busy burning, sinking, and damage controlling. And there we got the kill on a cruiser. Now, watch this missile launch. Okay? So the missile is just, has a certain sinus curve, whatever you want to call it. It oscillates around, but then it goes into a straight line. And if you know where to aim, yes, you can ammo-rack even the Detroits. Detroits are notoriously difficult to ammo-rack, even though they have no armor around the ammo-rack. Maybe there are some hidden plates, I don't know, but it's always a joy. And yeah, Moffat's rear ammo-rack, very pronounced. Not every hit is a kill, especially if you have to aim anti-parallel. So this ship is going from the left to the right, I'm going from the right to the left, and I have to lead the missile a little bit, and then we hit the ammo rack. And as I said, versus cruisers, you deal damage. I have 70 millimeters of penetration. This guy has 25 millimeters of armor around the turrets, and I can easily splash them. But I could so with, my main guns, with the sap. I just was trying it out, and I damaged him, but it took too long for the kill, right? It would have been better to secretly launch the torpedoes if I would have been in a position. I even tried now with the main guns. Here you can see in part the very weird dispersion. Sometimes you have laser accurate rounds, and sometimes they're just all over the place. And one shell England is hard. One shell falls short and one goes wide on the same ship in the same salvo. It's really a little bit of a lottery, right? But when you get those missiles to work, it's beautiful. But on this ship, I can spoil it to you. I don't. But you deal damage, and maybe the additional damage in terms of splashing the superstructure, knocking out the bridge, killing some AA emplacements, causing some flooding, causing some fire, it can help one of your teammates. And that's just more firepower than you can have with your guns alone, right? I think this would be a really good cover vehicle versus especially aircraft. If you fight within a fleet, it would be a really good support vehicle overall. By itself, you very often do not have the raw firepower by yourself, unless your shells are blessed by Stalin. So it's not really a newbie-friendly vehicle, but for me, it's absolutely cool. Watch this. I'm about to reload, remember, 60-second reload, and launching at this unfortunate guy. And it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Again, the launch pattern is sometimes a bit difficult. Here you can see the 45 millimeters in action. Yeah, they don't take prisoners either. I really like to try out this missile a bit more in various scenarios. Aircraft were rather rare at this battle rating. Maybe in artificial up tiers to cover my battleships. Maybe in other scenarios where you specifically try to only shoot over cover and then basically catch with the beam the missile and guide it down. It's difficult, but then you are in absolute safety. And this is the great threat for naval forces, that we see more of those ships, right? That we see more of those ships with more missiles, faster reload, significantly higher yield. Because what is, yeah, also the missile randomly exploding in the air. I don't know why. That you have those gun cruisers like the Admiral Hipper class or like battleships, and they're just nothing but aiming practice. I would not like this scenario to become common. One or two such ships in every tech tree would be okay, but I think for the far future they need significantly higher battle rating. I don't think it's the same as with the HMS Glorious, that is so overpowered with its four 15-inch guns, yet it basically has too low DPM to make any sort of difference. That it at its battle rating is okay-ish, I'd say. You don't see that many of them out there. The British World War One battlecruiser, no armor, hilariously big guns, long nose. That's what I'm talking about. Because it's also quite unique in its capabilities, but in a different way. You need to be in the right spot. You must not be in the center of the attention. That is more like for the Frank Knox and the Moffats, right? But if you just are at medium to long range, if you are in a cap where you can reload the missiles over and over again, where you have cover, then you can do the dance, because then this ship is a really big problem for you there. There are the main guns, which are still, you know, something. They hurt, right? The Russian 130mm SAP hurts. And then there are the torpedoes. And they are the fastest. And sadly, I could only use it here versus this Emden. And with that, that's it for me today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know in the comment section what you want next. And also share this video with your clanmates. Let me know if this ship is interesting for you. And as usual, we will see each other on the battlefields, in the skies, and on the waves of War Thunder.